Yeah, yeah, yeah. So many lies that you hear from the net, they don't get her respect. She reporting the truth, not a check. You want an unbiased opinion straight from the chest, not a bit accomplice or someone here for a check. Tune in, these are thoughts from a lawyer on a mission who goes so hard it's like she works on commission. Trolls in the comments might say she tripping cause they lack the knowledge, they don't know they missing. Got a couple current events that you like, wanna know about law from the eyes. Tired of all these blogs running lies because their agendas are disguised. Tune in to the intellect, cause I'm sure y'all missing all the facts of the case that she steady is gifted. Someone here for the people, man, it's so uplifting. If you ain't subscribed yet, then you just omitting facts.
Hello, everyone. My name is Pam Esquire, also known as your law intellect. We won't be here long. I won't be before you long. I just wanted to give you all a quick update on the Tyler Perry case. As you guys know, Derek, what is his last name? Oh, Lord have mercy. Derek Dixon. I should have remembered that. Derek Dixon filed a lawsuit against Tyler Perry Production, and some, I guess, Doe's, just in case there's other companies. And it was filed in the California State Court. And we went over this a while ago, and it hasn't been much movement. And honestly, when I didn't see much movement in this case, and the fact that it was filed and it took a while to be served, I think they didn't serve it till probably towards the end of the time that you have to serve a lawsuit. So what I mean by that is when you file a lawsuit, you will get what is called a summons, and it basically lets you know you are being sued. You have such and such days in order to respond to this lawsuit. But you usually have, depending on the jurisdiction that you're in, I know in state here in Michigan, you have 90 days. And so within those 90 days, you have to serve them. Otherwise, the court may dismiss your case. And so this case was filed by Derek Dixon against Tyler Perry. Now, I noticed there really wasn't much movement going on in the case, meaning he hadn't even filed it. So we all went berserk on the internet. We went over the case and all of that, but I was following the docket and it just wasn't going anywhere. So then I would say a month ago, maybe, I noticed on the docket that he was finally served. A week or two after that, Derek Dixon went on and did an interview. Some people, I didn't watch it. All right. I watched some commentary that some people had on it, but I didn't really watch it. And Tyler Perry, of course, he came out and said that basically he was, I mean, the text messages said what they said, but I think he said, I would interpret it as if it was almost like a setup. And he said that he was going to fight this. Now, we know that a lot of people say that they're going to fight this, right? I.e. Shannon Sharp. So a lot of people will say that they're going to fight this, and then they'll come back and they're like, we put this behind us. It's amicable. And that's that. So when I saw that it wasn't being served, I was like, I wonder if, they may be in some type of negotiations to settle the case, and maybe that's why they didn't serve it. They shook up this here internet, remember, like Cassie did. Shook up this internet. We all talked about it, and then just to make it go away so there's no more conversation about it, there was a payment to make it go away. Well, in this case, of course, Tyler Perry's rep said, I'm fighting this. Tyler Perry ain't stopped. He's still at every red carpet. He's still making deals. You see him still in the headlines. So it doesn't appear to have affected him in a significant way. But I don't know what deals he had and what he had in the works. But he does seem to still be doing as Tyler Perry does. And then you had the other guy that came out that we talked about, and we had certain receipts on him where he was upset because he had some allegations against the president or one of the higher positioning people at Tyler Perry Studios, and was accusing him of something, and was all over, doing interviews, I think with Tasha K, and then went on Storm Monroe, and he was upset, and he put out a document basically showing that he settled, and he saw Derek Dixon that filed this lawsuit asking for millions. And I think he felt some kind of way because Derek Dixon was asking for millions. And I told you all, that's just what he's asking. That don't mean that you're going to get it. You could put whatever number you want on there. So I didn't understand why he was as upset as he was. But nonetheless, it just was a Tyler Perry good 2 weeks where we heard a whole lot of things and a whole lot of videos. But again, I was just watching that docket because you guys know I'm all about what's happening in the court to see how the court is moving. And so I'm watching the docket. And like I said, nothing was really happening. So then about 2 weeks before maybe the summons may have been about to expire, he ended up being served. Well, I did look at the docket today, and it looks like Tyler Perry might be fighting this case. Okay. Today in state court and also in federal court, he has filed this document right here. I'm going to show y'all the document in a minute, but let me speak to some of you guys before I do. Granny the Great, hey, good to see you. Just Lisa said Tyler Perry is still sitting on his porch. Singing what? Kumbaya, my Lord. Kumbaya. He sing the randomest old Negro spirituals. Swinging on that porch. I saw him on TikTok. I didn't even know he was on TikTok. He started a TikTok, and it was just his voice, so I haven't really seen his face. But I think he's on TikTok. Shoot, the way AI is, it might not even be him. But it was a tour of like all the different houses on his massive land that he owns with Tyler Perry Studios and all the different he just has really been acting unbothered. But this about to be an interesting case. That's all I'm gonna say. You said shook it like a Polaroid picture. That's my Hey Sunflower. Hey Keita, Sexy RN. Hey Jay, I am unique. Yeah, Joy. So when he did this interview, Joy, and again, I didn't watch it. People talked about it, and a lot of it sounded like from the commentary, it was very similar to what he was saying in the lawsuit and the receipts. Some people were kind of alluding that because they let him on the networks, maybe it was some type of truth to it. And I was like, no, I mean, I felt like personally, this is just my opinion. I feel like because I looked at that interview, because first of all, as an attorney, I ain't about to have you on here talking like that, because you think everybody think that they know what should and should not be said, and the best thing is to avoid conversation. Let's just litigate what we need to litigate in the courtroom. And this is how you know that a lot of this is I want to hit your pockets, kind of mess with your brand, because when you mess with someone's brand, you mess with their money. This is why a lot of people, when folks are like, oh, they settled, that means they did it. Some hits are very hard to come back from. Even if you're deemed where you're not liable, or from a criminal side, you're not guilty, some hits are just hard to come back for. And so it's not uncommon for celebrities or public figures that just want to preserve their reputation, and typically they will put in the settlement they're not agreeing to liability. In fact, they vehemently deny that they've done anything wrong. Those are typically in those settlements, and their purpose is to make it go away. Let me pay you 50,000 because I'm gonna have to pay these attorneys millions to represent me, and I'm gonna have my name all over every YouTube thumbnail. I'm gonna have it all over mainstream media. It's gonna be all over Instagram and TikTok, and it's not gonna go away. So some people are willing to put up a few dollars for that. when it comes to this case, it looks like Tyler Perry is going to fight it. That's what it's giving. Okay, this is what it's giving. And again, when I looked at that interview, and again, I didn't watch it, but I felt like it was because maybe he wasn't responding to that lawsuit the way they wanted him to respond. That's how I looked at it, just a legal from a legal perspective. I'm like, why would you be out here talking like that? And yes, it was a mainstream platform. It was someone who is known in the media that conducted the interview. I felt like it was strategic because it was a black woman, because we got the black woman who is talking about the black man. So it is sometimes some people think like, oh, that's a big boost in your career. I feel like this is just Pam's opinion. I feel like that a black woman was a strategic move. It wasn't, I'm not saying you're not qualified by no stretch of the imagination. I just think when they had their pickings, they was like, okay, it looks better if a black woman does it for the perception and the look. But I felt like because maybe he hadn't responded in the way that he wanted him to respond, that's why the interview happened. So we just gonna smack him around in the social world and the social realm and the public opinion. But again, it's just my opinion. I don't know none of these people. Okay. Thank you so much, Only Me, for the super chat. You said, hey, Pam in chat. Hey, Darlene said, hello, Pam and Intellect, supporting the channel. Thank you so much, Darlene. Granny the Great. You said, let Tyler spend his money. Granny the Great, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. If you guys could do me a big favor and hit the like button, because I didn't post this anywhere, and usually I post it at least on Instagram to let people know that I'm live. And by the time they find out I'm live, I'm probably going to be off. All right. But this actually does look like a case that we are going to be able to follow because, yeah, so Tyler Perry, this notice was filed. And the first name I saw on here was Quinn Emanuel. Quinn Emanuel has entered the building. All right. We got Alex Spiro. For those that don't know who Alex is, he is the one that represented Jay-Z. Pro Hawken is forthcoming. So I guess he is going to come in for this one time only on this case. We also have Mr. Michael Lifrak. He is from Quinn Emanuel. Tucker Ellis is actually an attorney in Los Angeles. And those are attorneys for the defendant, Tyler Perry, Tyler Perry Studios Production Services, LLC, and Action, LLC. And what was filed today is called a notice of plaintiff of removal. So because of the diversity of jurisdiction, because really I think Tyler Perry lives in Georgia, I'm assuming they do, yeah, they would have to do it under diversity. But and I think he does have a home in California, but nonetheless, they have removed it from state court to federal court. So they don't want to fight this on the state court level. They want to go to federal court. Auntie Eva, listen. I was like, oh, you got Alex. Somebody might end up paying Tyler Perry by the time it's over. I don't know. I don't want to put no pressure on you, Alex. But you know, I'm just saying. So the notice of removal is basically they have requested that the case be moved from the state court where it was originally, and now it's going to the federal court. The Central District of California is where it is now filed. And so we will be looking for that docket in order to see what Tyler Perry and Tyler Perry Studios' first responsive pleading is going to be, whether he's going to file a motion to dismiss, whether he's going to try to answer the complaint. We're about to see. All right. But these are the attorneys over there at Quinn Emanuel that has essentially entered their appearances. And it has to plaintiff Derek Dixon and his attorney of record. Please take notice. that on September 24, 2025, defendants removed the above action from the Superior Court of the State of California for the County of Los Angeles to this here United States District Court for the Central District of California, pursuant to 28 USC section 1332, 1441, and 1446, and no further proceedings shall be had in Superior Court with respect to this action. So don't file not another document over there in state court, because we over here in federal court now. So it looked like we might be moving, y'all. Thank you so much, Sexy RN, for the super chat. She said, I would like to see if it go to trial for educational purposes, of course. Make sure you like and subscribe the channel. If this goes to trial, I will be there. All right. There are a lot of YouTubers and other bloggers and journalists in California. So I am sure that they will probably be running up in that federal court. But now this right here, I will go, listen, if it gets to the point where it's just he said, she said, then and they have to go to court, similar to like Cardi B. People were asking, why did Cardi B's case go to trial? She originally filed a motion to try to dismiss her case as well. The problem is, now if you have just a slam dunk, it's on video and you can see the other lady was attacking her, then that would have been different. But because it was a he said, she said, the lady was saying, Miss Ellis was saying that Cardi B assaulted her, and Cardi B was, I didn't touch that lady at all. And it was a credibility issue, and the court does not weigh credibility. That's a fact issue for the jury to determine what weight they want to put on individual testimony, or what weight they put on evidence that is presented. So that's up to a jury. So that is why it ended up going to trial. So this right here, it sounds kind of similar, where it may be a credibility issue, unless Tyler Perry or somebody just so happen to have some type of receipts that may shock and shake the whole world. So I don't know. If this goes to trial, though, I'm there. I will push all of my calendar to the side. And that's that. And the thing about federal court is it moves faster, because these judges make it their business. They make it their personal, every last one of them, where they do not want to be seeing you for 3 and 4 years. Okay. State court, sometimes, like the Cardi B case, I think was filed 6 or 7 years ago. Didn't go to trial till a month or two ago. You're not going to really see that in federal court, even during the pandemic. So some courts are still having issues and trying to catch up from the pandemic. But even during the pandemic, I had a couple of federal cases that were pending during the pandemic. And I want to say I had 2 hearings that were on Zoom, but they got you back into that courtroom quick. But a lot of us in state court, we're still on Zoom. So like, I still do the majority of my hearings on Zoom, like I had 2 this morning. You have them on Zoom, and sometimes the judge will ask, like, if it's a final pre-trial settlement, like you're about to go to trial, then they'll have you go into person. Or if you're arguing certain evidentiary motions, like a motion in limine, they'll have you go in to argue that right before a trial. And trial is typically in person. I mean, I don't know how feasible that is to have a trial on Zoom. I mean, part of trial is observing mannerisms, observing reactions, you being able to observe your jurors. So yeah, they always just had all these plastic barriers all around when the pandemic happened. But federal court was immediately like, we in person right now. Okay, you busy? You busy tomorrow at 2? Okay, if you're busy, get unbusy, okay? Because you have a hearing that I need to talk to discuss with both parties. So that's kind of like how, again, federal court moves. So if this moves, it'll probably move pretty quick. They'll have a conference initially. So depending on how he responds to this, and Tyler Perry Studios and the other entities, how they respond to it, subsequently they'll probably have a conference of which that we will know from that conference, like if they're going to have discovery for how many months and all of that. But I would surmise it would be in trial within a year if it goes to trial. When you look at like the Meg Thee Stallion case against Milagro, they are scheduled for trial. When are they scheduled for trial? Is it October or November? I wasn't following that too closely, but they're scheduled for trial pretty quickly too. So yeah. Nature Thing said, Pam is always on point. Thank you so much. Tyrone said, I know you'll be there to give us all. I'm gonna give you all the biz. You line by line. This gonna be me. That's how I'm gonna be up in that trial. How I was with Whitehead's trial. Every note you would have thought I was transcribing it. Hey KP, good to see you. Hey 504. So yeah, so that's it. Nature Thing says shakedown. I don't know. We gonna see, but it definitely looks like he done got some heavy hitters up on his team. He got the money. I mean, you might as well. So we'll see. I just felt like for me, and I'm gonna go back and actually watch the interview. I kept saying I was, but I haven't done so yet. I'm gonna go back and see what he was talking about. But I felt like he did the interview. They're like he breaks his silence. Like he filed a whole lawsuit. What better way to break? He's broken his silence when they press submit when they e-filed that complaint. That's when he broke his silence. And we all talked about it. So I felt like it was after he got served. That's when he did the interview. Now, I don't know, of course, when he actually did the interview as opposed to when it was put out, but it was put out for the world to see a couple of weeks after he served Tyler Perry. And I was looking today because I was like, it should be time for him to respond. And so that's what I've been waiting for, is the response. So I guess we have to wait a little bit longer so that we can see how he responds. So either he's going to respond trying to dismiss it on 12B, or he'll probably or he'll just answer the complaint and give some affirmative defenses. But we'll see. We'll see soon. And again, he has attorneys that have entered the building, and Jay-Z's firm over there at Quinn Emanuel is one of them. So there's that. Granny says Whitehead was so sick of you. Ain't my fault. Shoot. That's his fault. Tyrone said he better have a legal team like Puffy did to win this. Look like that's what he doing over there at Quinn Emanuel. That's what it's looking like. So it's gonna be interesting. This is going to be. I literally were like, the interview came. I was like, no, I don't think I'm really gonna discuss that. I'm gonna stick to what happens from the legal round, which moves kind of slow. So if it moves slow, then it feels like, okay, I'm not really talking about it, but it really wasn't much to talk about. Like, even with this, typically, if you're in the membership, stuff like this that are 1-2 pages that I can just kind of explain in my little one-liners, I'll put in my membership so the members will know about it. But I was like, I could do a quick video. I hadn't been on for 2 weeks when I came on the other day. So I want to come on and chit chat with you guys for a minute, even if it was just a quick update, and we're going to definitely be following this case. What did I post on IG about the guy? I don't know. It was probably a wrongful conviction, knowing me. It wasn't my case though. I wish it was my case because I think that man got, let me see. We get like $25 million for a wrongful conviction. Child, I wish it was my case. Shoot. I'll be like, everybody, I just rented out the whole Carnival cruise. I want all of the intellects to come on the cruise for free. I get one of my clients $25 million. We all going on vacation on me. I'm not stingy. Shoot. We are going. Yeah, it was California man gets $25 million for wrongful conviction after doing 38 years in prison. Then I also earlier remember Marcellus Williams, the one we were talking about who got executed, and there were a lot of information suggesting that he was the innocent person as well. This was a year ago that we started talking about him, and he was executed. So of course I try to keep his name out there. That's the worst. If the fact that oftentimes, well, too many times, the prosecutors and the police, they get it wrong, and people are really, there is a large number of people in prison that it is suggested are innocent. Having a death penalty is ridiculous to me at this point, because if you don't know, you cannot know for certain unless you got them on video or something, or it's just so gruesome and they just say, yeah, it was me, then maybe. But you have falsified testimony. Literally, there's cases of which people have been groomed. Listen, do you want to go to jail for the rest of your life for your crime? No. Well, I'm going to need you to study this discovery. And after you study this discovery, testify against this person that you never met in your whole life and say he confessed to you while he was in the jail holding cell. All right. That happens. Fabrication of evidence. People do plant, it's some police officers that have been accused of planting evidence on scenes and connecting people to it. That has happened. Cases of which there are people that have confessed and they don't let the defendant know that they confessed, because now they got to start their whole case all over again and they still let you go to prison. That has happened. There have been too many egregious cases to allow to even take the chance that someone may be innocent and having the death penalty, because you can't bring them back obviously from the dead. Prison is bad enough that people have done, like this man did 38 years. That's bad enough. That means he probably lost relatives. He may have not have seen his kids grow up if he had any kids. You come out and you're still the same age that you were when you went in. Look how much technology has changed over the years. Your mental health is jacked up when you get out. Everybody has PTSD. It's a whole nother world from outside than inside. And you have to basically try to start your life over at this big age. So at 50 something years old, you have to start your life because somebody lied or got it wrong in your case, or somebody wanted to win more than they wanted to, like, have actual justice, which is what we take an oath to do. It's just, unfortunately, there are prosecutors who are willing to lose their soul to prove a point, or lose their soul to win a case. And that has always been my prayer. Like, Lord, don't ever let me get to a point that I'm willing to lose my soul when I've seen some of this stuff, just to come on here and tell the intellects, y'all know I just won a case. I don't ever want to get to that point. Let me, if it gets to that point, then I need to sit down somewhere. Like, when I'm wrong, I'm going to say I'm wrong. But when you wrong, I'm going to have my foot on your neck until you realize you wrong. That's how it go. But yeah. Okay, people, the whole Carnival cruise, I promise y'all. I get 25 let me calculate that. 25 million and I will get a third. Listen here. Let me tell y'all. Y'all don't even have to worry about it. In my nest though, it's a lot of money. Shoot, that's $8,250,000 in an attorney fee. Yeah, all y'all going on the Carnival cruise. Everybody. I might shoot. Carnival cruise might be too plain for us. It might be too ghetto with that type of money. I may have to get a yacht. I may have to just go ahead and charter us a yacht and have the captains from Love Boat or something on there. We gonna do it real big, all right. But y'all definitely gonna know if I hit that, if I hit $25 million on the case. Cause y'all gonna be sick of me because I'm gonna talk about it so much. I've hit some good ones now, but 25 million, that's the highest they said in that state. So yeah, they don't really try to give you that type of money. And he settled it. Usually you got to go to trial to get that type of money because they don't try to give it to you even though they know they're wrong. But y'all would know because I'm gonna look out for all of y'all. Oh, you don't even gotta worry about it. We're gonna be sipping on pina coladas, okay? We're gonna be doing our lives off of the ocean. That's what we gonna be doing. Just saying. That's it. All right, y'all. That was it. I just wanted to come chit chat with y'all for a minute and tell y'all a little quick update. I think I'm gonna go to bed. It is like 11 o'clock. Thank y'all so much for coming on. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. On Friday, we'll probably be on. No, that's tomorrow. Tomorrow, Diddy's supposed to be back in court. We'll see. I think the judge already has his decision, but the whole let's go stand and argue and let all the people come. Apparently, there are people already out waiting in line for the Diddy hearing tomorrow on his motion to set aside the verdict and for acquittal or for a new trial. And there are people already out there with tents for tomorrow. So we'll probably do that hearing on tomorrow. I got to see what time it is. And then, of course, on October 3rd, we know that he's going to be sentenced. There was a lot with the sentencing memo. I think they're asking for 14 months. The government want him to go dang there for the rest of his life. Okay. I think they asked him for about 20 years or so. Listen, they found every nook and cranny when they just cannot take this L. They are not taking this L gracefully. They are trying to find if that man stole a Jolly Rancher in kindergarten, they are trying to find a way to use it against him so that he can go to prison for a long time. That's what they trying to do. Then I think like I didn't even read all of it, but the PSI, the pre-sentencing investigation from the probation officer, they kind of gave a lot of months too. They didn't give. So Diddy's team probably will object to some of the information that's in there because that's what I did on mine. I'm like, no, we're not object to some of the stuff that they say, some of the things that might affect the decision of the court. But I also believe when everybody stays for 2 days to try to go to the sentencing, I believe that the judge is already going to have his decision. Like it was with Whitehead. She sat down. She was like, on such and such day, Mr. Lamar Whitehead was convicted of A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Under the Bail Reform Act, it provides that if you are convicted of any charge involving violence, then that is automatic remanding unless you have good cause. Mr. Lamar Whitehead has not shown good cause whatsoever. Right now, he is until sentencing, he is remanded into the Michigan, where was that? Metropolitan Department, whatever. Y'all know what I'm saying. MDC, MDE, MWXYZ, whatever it is. So she had it already written out before anything. So they know what they pretty much know what they gonna do. So yeah. So anyway, y'all, I'm out of here. Hit the like button, all right? You guys have a great night, okay? I'll see you around these YouTube streets. Don't let YouTube and don't let the internet stress you out. I didn't even know that I was supposed to be preparing for the rapture. I asked Deb yesterday, I was like, why are people having all these posts about the rapture? I was so confused. I was like, the rapture. I'm like, what are people talking about? Oh, if you're here, I made it in and you didn't. I'm like, what is happening now? I didn't know. I went live and y'all didn't tell me that I was supposed to be repenting because the rapture was supposed to be coming. I didn't even know. I didn't even know it was happening. I'm like, this has got to be the 20th rapture since I've been alive. No joke. This has got to be the 20th. The Bible says you don't know the day nor the hour, but apparently there's certain people that he whispered to. I don't know. But apparently there was supposed to be a rapture, but we all here. So if it was, we ain't make it. So it is what it is. Get right. Get right or get left. Is that what they used to say in church? Get right or get left. They said, oh, it's tomorrow. Oh, they moved it. They had an adjournment. There was an adjournment. What happened? Did they give notices? Are they sending him out in the mail? Should I expect the email? Like, how am I supposed to get this information? Mhm. Do you think it went to my junk? Because I know I'm getting in. So if there was some notices or some emails, then I gotta check my junk folder because I know I'm getting in. All right. I'm just saying. All right, y'all. Okay. We going off on a tangent. Now let me get off of here. Lisa said, I repent daily. You have to, because you sin daily. We all do. But anyway, you guys have a great night. I'm glad you guys are still here with me. You know, it doesn't look like we get to walk the streets of gold just yet. And when the day comes, I hope that my mansion is next to each and every one of you all. I hope we are in the same cul-de-sac. Okay. I hope we have the little corner row over there with the mansions right there. I want it, right there so we can still look over across the street and check out all the legal news that's happening across the street. We don't got to go on video anymore. We'll just talk amongst each other in that great getting up morning. Okay. All right, y'all. Let me get off of here. Bye.